I'll do it.
Oh, well, thank you. That's everyone is. You can see notably relieved that they're not the one who's going to be selected to do it.
I mean, I basically perceive myself to be doing a lot of grunt work anyway. So instead of wasting time trying to argue over who wants to take that responsibility, I'll just go ahead and do it.
All right. So you have a trunk-ish, is like a 3 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot trunk, and you have a couple of plates of nicely microwave fillet of sole.
Oh god, nice.
And I suppose you have your disgusting Tide Pod slurry ready.
Yeah.
Smells like proper sick.
We're gonna put that in the fish. Hopefully that the
right.
strong fish taste and smell will disguise the flavor.
So your slurry is,
It feels like I'm back at the bar again.
it's pretty harsh. Like, if you, first of all, you have like a pitcher's worth of it, so it's a lot. Like, you pour all this together.
we prepared a bunch of fish, right? Hopefully.
No, like
Oh jeez.
like 4 like fillets like this, so maybe like
That's just so little. All right, I'll
guys
get
are
as
getting-
much
this
as
is
I
your
can
food
reasonably.
supply.
We have to also be able to eat.
I'll like soak it in this stuff. Then who cares about injecting it?
Okay.
Just
yeah. So you could you just pour some in there. So,
yeah. I don't think
it's
it's gonna matter.
okay. So you
it's
got like
fish.
4 like fish fillets that are sitting in this weird greenish blue slurry of like it smells really bad. Now everyone else, you're not really sure what you're smelling now. It smells like bleach.
Yeah, really
and-
clean fish.
and fish and perfumey something.
It's
like
the day after someone microwaves the fish in the office, and then someone comes by and tries to clean it, and it does not work. It does not take.
It smells like proper sick.
yes, it's a bunch of weird smells. Some of you smell the bleach more. Some of you smell the fish more. Some of you smell the Irish springishness of like the fragrance that was added to the Tide Pods.
Is this fish blue or gold?
It's like, all right, so they're ready. They're not.
All right, Harry.
I don't know. You should probably put on one of the suits just in case.
Yeah.
Right.
So they take the time to put you into the suit, and you're gonna have to throw the door open. So we're gonna need 2 things from you.
Yeah. Luck check.
Yeah. No. So first of all, you're gonna need to make a strength check
Okay.
because you're gonna open the door of a moving vehicle and hang on, and like pitch this thing out the door. Everyone has moved a safe distance away and are hanging on to something.
Would this be easier if we had one person throwing open the door and another person with the case tossing that out?
The problem is the person throwing open the door is going to be standing in front and blocking the person who's tossing.
Oh, is it?
Got
does
it.
Swing out.
It's
just a very
yeah,
small
it's a door that swings outward.
You ready for my roll?
Yep.
All right.
That is a 19,
Oh, good. All right.
which is under my.
It's good to roll
Yep.
low in
I
this
don't know.
game.
So it's hard, and then that's the.
That's like the epic. Like if
Yeah,
you make
epic.
that under that, it means that
I like
you,
that,
you
epic.
can Cirque du Soleil it.
Yeah,
It's like
so I,
that's
I made it under my hard, but not under my epic.
So Will has 60 strength, and 1/5 is the epic
Yeah.
level, which is 15.
Which I didn't make.
Not quite.
But
yeah. If you had gotten under there, you'd have been like, oh, I can do this. You hang on, you kick it open with your foot like this.
I'm used to kicking people out of the bar.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have a natural
Like you
kick
can
roll.
arrow flint it, like swing out on the door and go whoosh.
Yep. All right. So now you make a luck check.
Okay, and where's my luck? Yes. Okay.
Luck check.
That is an 11
nice.
Oh my gosh.
out of
done.
65.
Is that
That,
below
that
your
is below
your
the
epic?
Yeah.
I would think so. Yeah.
65 epic is
Definitely.
16? Yeah.
I'm glad that this happened. I was.
All right,
I was.
thank goodness.
I was afraid that this was my moment where I die. So.
No, no.
I'm
So
very
you're
happy.
As
gonna
long
luck
as you can
check.
drag most of your body back inside, I can try and fix you up.
Okay. So everyone is like hanging on. Their eyes are fixed on you. Nobody is looking at like the screens or the camera.
I'm looking at the screens.
Sure. Okay. One person who doesn't care about whether you get sucked into the Antarctic is looking at the screens because he cares about
Well,
that sort of
there
thing.
is there any part of the screen that sees, gets an angle of this
Yes,
door,
yes. Yeah,
right?
there definitely is.
That's what I want to
Okay,
see.
so you're watching that screen. Everyone else
Better
is either
view.
hanging on and don't have sight line to it or are just watching him. So he throws the door open, and as soon as the door is open, you see a blur come up, and you're about to open your mouth and say something because you're like, it's coming right for you. It's almost like it was waiting and was knowing that the door would be thrown open.
Is this a blur like in the middle of the screen, like we didn't see anything and then just appears there?
It's basically because the light illuminates like about 150 feet out, so it's coming into the light thing. Because usually when you're moving, it's staying outside the periphery of the light, and it's coming right for the door. And just as you're about to open your mouth and say something, you see in the camera the case come flying out the door and intersect the exact pathway of the thing. And what you see is that it clearly clips it, and the shadow does a quick angle and dashes away back out of the light screen. And he has just like thrown this out. He doesn't see anything going on there, and he just slams the door shut. And like there's been a vacuum, your ears all pop and stuff like that. And he managed to close the door, and everyone else is like, "Oh my gosh, he's great at this!" Like everyone's suddenly
Great
thinking,
job, Harry.
"Oh my gosh, Hercules!" It's like you're like suddenly the man.
I like go back in. And I'm like, oh, I think it worked.
You're the only one who saw.
Like, because I didn't see anything. I'm just like,
yeah, because it's pitch black out there. Like, and then as soon as you open the door, the glare of the light from the ice is like, oh, it's like so bright, and then you're like,
Harry, did you see it?
no,
it did not see it.
bro, I just told.
The moment you opened the door, the blur appeared and ran right for you. I had no time to react, but you hit it squarely with the package. And it deflected away.
Right, mate. Okay.
Well done!
Wait, you're saying it was waiting for us? Like,
Here are shots!
It's like, I had these ready the whole time.
I take the shot. This is the first shot that I've had in like 5 years, and I drink it.
Oh no! Weren't you his sponsor?
No.
You were supposed to stop him.
I'm not an alcoholic.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying I stopped drinking.
I just look
I thought
on
you were
you
gonna
with
say-
sad eyes.
I thought you were gonna follow up. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm simply Irish.
But Yuri, you're saying that it was waiting. It knew the door would be open. That doesn't sound like a beast.
Yes, it almost knew that where the door was located, and that we would have to respond. This is a calculated assault.
Wait a minute. What's happening?
Come, watch
Mor-
this video.
No. Morty calls out what's happening, and you guys all look at him, and he's like looking at a monitor, and then at this moment, because he draws your attention to it, you realize the vehicle is slowing down.
What? Why are we slowing down?
Scott comes down the stairs from like the front, and he goes, "Is it true you hit it?
I guess so.
We gotta go out there and get that case."
I'm sorry.
Why?
You hit it at that speed. There'd be blood and sample on it. We gotta get it.
The whole point of throwing the case was so that we could escape.
I already have my suit off. I did my job.
You're like the Simpson donut situation. Is like as soon as you came in, you just vaporize out the seats.
Well, I just want to be like, it's like,
Or Quagmire in sex mode. It's like, I'm already naked.
I have the suit off so that nobody wants to just be like, just go back right out.
You're already in. You're ready already.
Marcus, do we need to talk? It sounds like you really want a win. Marco.
I feel like that's the sort of thing Ringo would like accidentally call him. Yeah.
Marcus.
It's all right. What do you mean only want to win? This is amazing. What a stroke of luck.
Right now, this is like we got away and you want to turn around and go back into it.
We don't know that we've got away. It was right there.
Well-
You heard what he said. It was waiting for us.
But do you see it on camera now? if it was right outside, we'd see it on the camera.
Well, it was not right outside.
Just
It's
outside
perfect.
of the light. It was waiting.
We scored a blow. It's injured now. It would be scared for a moment. This is our window.
You have made several assumptions that I am uncomfortable with.
We cannot let this pass.
But
This
you
is-
may proceed outside yourself. I will not stop you.
Well, interestingly enough, he is already putting a suit on.
Okay.
Well,
My suit has been off.
It is removed.
all right.
I had to take my
But
suit off
before
to take
you
my
go,
vodka
show
victory
me how to
shots.
work
But
controls.
Morty is like yelling at us, like, Scott, you can't go out there alone. Like, this is. What? Say something, and he turns to the two of you because it seems right now that the two of you are like the people of the moment.
Mate, it's probably pissed off. I hit it in the head.
We are only ones to have shown courage on this expedition so far.
Yes.
Yes, very, very courageous, both of you so far.
I feel like I hit my courage quotient for the day.
It's not even just the courage part. Well, you clearly have demonstrated that you have manly qualities. And he's a doctor from Russia. So they trust that he's. One of these guys is a boy band, and one of these guys is a soft industrialist. And so.
so soft. I'm like tall, lanky, kind of like a terrible complexion.
Out of the context of the game, out of character, I don't think that I am going to be the most skilled to do combat with this sort of thing.
Oh,
I mean, I have a
Neither am
shotgun and I'm good with it. But
So
They want one of you to suit up and go out there with a weapon.
my best stats are con and
I don't have anything in any sort of
Education.
firearms. So
you're gonna be going out there to achieve a case that is full of meat. Meat that animal is probably gonna want to eat.
we have no reason to believe it has been injured. It has shown capability to disable this huge vehicle.
Honestly, if it's a sample you want, wouldn't there be something in the impacts that it's hit us? It's hit the vehicle harder than it's hit that suitcase.
By the time we can
smart.
stop anywhere, it could have been worn away by the snow and the environment. Wait, we can drive right up to it. You're right. We're not sure. He then quickly strips off his suit and goes back up and starts up the engine again.
Oh yeah,
It's like-
doesn't the ATV have like giant crab arm things?
No,
Nope.
no.
No,
It's-
this ATV sucks.
it's great. It's just not designed to be like a Star Wars machine. It's like
I thought it had like the crab arms.
you're thinking of the undersea things.
No, this is just to get us
there's
there.
there's a thing like that on the ship, but it's because it's a ship. So for like bringing things onto the board, and it's more like a crane. But this thing doesn't have those.
It's like a big rolling submarine,
Yeah, it's like a tank thing.
kind of.
It should be like a big rolling submarine, but some engineer clearly forgot the big crab arms.
The whole submarine.
Yuri, mate. I don't know about Russia, but in the UK, we don't we not have a propensity for firearms. So I'm kind of outclassed in this scenario.
Well,
He's got a little Bobby Billy club that he just carries.
That is accurate. That in the Greater Britain area, there is quite a shutdown of firearms.
No, that is
That's
true.
why there's rampant weapon like blade
Yeah,
weaponry,
knife
crimes. So
It's so ridiculous because, like, every time I hear about one of those, it's like, do I want to have someone accidentally have cut my throat but been bad at it, or if they just shoot at me?
So anyway, I convey
is
that
better?
I convey that message to Yuri.
I mean, I am well suited to go, but I am the only doctor. So
So Scott is maneuvering the vehicle back to where, like, the point of impact where the box is, which won't take very long because, like, you had just driven past it a little
Yeah.
bit.
better not
The
take long.
scientists all seem like Morty seems like the only one who's like engaged in trying to stop this. Like, he's a little bit panicky about it. You can see him like kind of up there yelling at Scott about how this is just a bad idea and it's gonna get them all killed, and not to forget the point of the mission. The other scientists are sort of just like nervous but not willing to step up and say anything. Like, they're kind of cowed by either shock of what's going on or maybe even a little bit curious themselves. It's very clear Deborah kind of wants this to work out. Like, if they can retrieve a sample, this could be amazing for her.
Who is against this plan? Who is most
I
against this?
am already tearing up strips of paper to hand out, and we shall vote anonymously.
Oh no! Morty is clearly the most against this because he is
Okay.
actually up there arguing with Scott.
Well, I mean, of the scientists who are not saying anything.
Are you asking them?
No, Ringo. They are afraid to go against Marco. But I believe we have consensus that we should continue on to main mission.
Yuri, I'm gonna lay down some charm. Try and convince them to come to common sense. See if I can get them to do the right thing.
That sounds like a good idea.
I'm gonna go up to the scientists, the group of them, and just start saying, "You all here. We're here to be scientists. We're here to do science. And one of the most important parts of doing science is being alive. How many of you have gotten a Nobel Peace Prize yet?
We're scientists. No, we haven't.
How many of you have gotten a prize?
They all raised their hands.
Oh, do you have the prize that you want?
Well, we're not doing this for the prizes.
All right, what are you doing it for?
The science.
All right. Are you able to do that when you're dead?
No.
Do you have any thoughts that this might kill you? Going after this beast, the one that can push this giant piece of machinery. Because
All science has risk. This is Deborah. Like, she's like, we've all done science in dangerous places. Like, I've been to the jungles of the Amazon.
Okay,
Could have
yeah.
gotten horrible diseases. I know Antoni has been in like violently geological places. He's been near volcanoes and dangerous geological formations.
I
They
understand.
both glance at Wen and she just shrugs.
Right, but do you feel if this is too dangerous yet? No, this seems
Well,
normal.
we're not going out there.
You're not going out there, but
They kind of look over.
The time we take here is only endangering us.
the way I see it.
I see it now. And Deborah like glances over and she sees on the screen that the box has come back into view.
Jesus.
So we're like pulling up like next to it.
Oh, the condition of this box.
What does it look like? Is it
looks-
opened?
It's closed. It looks fine. It's just sitting there in the ice. Like a small corner of it is like kind of embedded in the thin layer of snow. In the bright light, you can't really see necessarily if there's anything
There's
on
no
it.
shadows.
It's the shadow cast by the super bright floodlight that's shining on it.
The light is too bright. We can't see any indent shadows.
Yeah.
Maybe the indent end is on the end that's stuck in the ground.
That would be really bad luck. There's a 1 in 8 chance. All right.
The animal did not appear harmed by the box. It only was deflected. The animal has not returned to attempt to get the food, which means we have not distracted it. We are
All
only
speculation.
inviting.
We need someone to
further
open the
impacts.
door and get the box. And everyone looks and goes, Hercules.
Okay, so the airlock sort of like door, because that's kind of how it's set up, right?
Yeah.
How strong is the inner door?
The inner door to where you're the
Fucking
the
Yeah,
living
so there's
spaces.
two doors in an
The
airlock.
outer door is very strong and
The
heavy.
outer
The
is
inner
very
door
strong.
is clearly less so.
And the outer door still doesn't appear strong enough. This is...
Well, it hasn't been damaged. Like no one's hit it.
The creature knows where the door is located.
So
Maybe. Like
It clearly knew.
what's the current status? Are we trying to get the box, or are we trying to kill the thing?
we're getting the box. If you get Scott is back down now. If you can get the box, we're out of here. I promise you. Come on. Come on, man. We talked about this. This is your time to shine, buddy.
I'm not going out there alone.
You just have to open the door and stick your hand out and grab the box. It's like almost right there.
Why isn't Marco grabbing it? He's the one that wants the box so badly.
See, this is what I'm worried about. If what they're saying is true, and it waited for me to open the door to strike, I got lucky, mate. And who's to say?
We don't know that. That was just an accident.
It acted before I could make an exclamation. There was
It's
no
very
time
fast.
for firearms or grabbing boxes.
See, I got lucky because we were on the move, and now we're dead still. So
This box is stuck in the snow. It will not be easy to pull back inside.
All right, look. It's fine. It's right out the door. And he goes into the airlock and starts to suit up.
Why are we nodding?
Is anyone going with him? Morty is desperately looking at you guys. Please, someone go with him.
rock, paper, scissors, mate.
Well, no one's looking at me for good reason.
Rock, paper, scissors.
It's also very clear from Morty's look that he desperately is not going to volunteer.
It's either you or me.
And it could be neither of you. Like, you could both just...
But
like,
the thing is, if he opens the door and he's killed, then we're all dead, because he's opened up the shell to our sweet.
well,
tasty
it's like all the
treats.
alien movies. Like, he's just opened the outer door. So you can still see him being
But
killed
then
through the
it's-
inner door.
Yeah, but
Just like
but-
all the
but
alien
the inner
movies,
door-
it's inside the ship in the. And then
Yeah,
grab
the-
us through the.
yeah.
No,
Oh, that's true.
an,
In this
an
particular...
8-foot cat is not gonna hide up in the air vents.
I should also...
No, but if
po-
it can rock the entire vehicle, it can bust through the inner door.
I should
Oh,
also
it was
point out that
moving very
unlike all the
quickly,
alien
though.
movie things, this particular vessel does not have a thing where you can close the door and then hit a button and like bathe the whole thing in fire. Like, I don't know why all these spacecrafts have the bathe in fire button. It's like, who built
Look,
the bathe in
there's
fire
the
mechanism?
Deep cleaning.
There's the
Well, I
the
mean,
sterilization 1 star through 5 star.
Yes,
the company
How spicy.
in the alien movies, the company knows what they're getting into.
It's like, wait, did you build a fire bath into the who
Yeah.
put this design in here?
Yeah, we figured it'd be great to just put a bunch of flammable
Look, sometimes you're just given a
fuel
big budget,
in our.
Well, no,
and you just gotta fill it
No,
with
it's
stuff.
great backstory because what it means is that the corporation who's been sending these expeditions out have
They
had
know.
multiple alien encounters, and they built this knowing that the crew might just be all killed. So they said, "Oh, don't forget to throw in the 5-star fire bath cleansing mechanism." Yet no one on the ship ever like questions why that's there.
Right, mate. I'll do it.
All right,
If you know everybody here is a little bit nervous. I'm nervous too, but somebody's got to do it.
are you gonna do it? You're gonna do it?
wow.
Everyone, if you're stepping up, there is a palpable release of tension.
I'm doing it. So
So
I mean, should I be there to?
there's only two.
there are only
with
two
the
suits.
guns.
So there are only 2 suits. You could just stand in the airlock. Like, you can survive in your parka if you want to have a... Also,
If I can survive in the airlock, with,
you can.
You
The
get-
suits, like, you could
you get,
probably be out there
like,
in a
10,
parka
15.
for,
like,
like 10 or 15
essentially,
minutes.
he's gonna be bending down, and I'm gonna be over him with the rifle.
Yes.
I think that's
okay.
what makes most sense.
Sure.
All right.
As
I
soon as-
will be.
Are you both stepping up to do this?
I'll put on a suit.
Okay, so, first of all, you throw the door open and say, I'm coming in. Because the suits are in the airlock section, so you have to go in there with him. As soon as you open the door and are volunteering, There's a palpable release.
Okay.
And-
So you throw open the door. It's already inside.
I know. No.
Never mind.
It's already in here.
You turn to Marco. He's a cat.
Yeah.
This whole time that we've been debating about whether or not we'll do it, and then we open the door, it's already happened.
Yeah. It's like it only took 5 seconds.
It's fast.
If this was the
Right, mate.
Wayans comedy version
That would
of
be
this,
so
that would be exactly what happened.
Well, piss off, mate.
But no, as
I
soon
ain't
as,
having it.
as soon as you open the door and are volunteering, Anthony says, "Well, if you're gonna do it, you should probably be the one to get in the box."
Why not?
And he kind of leans in and is like, "Look, Scott's a good man. He's not really that good at this kind of thing."
We don't really know what we're getting ourselves into. I don't know if any of us are good at any of this. So
Look, you've demonstrated that you have the strength and the dexterity to pull this off. Look, Scott's not a young man anymore, and he spent a little too much time obsessing about this whole expedition. He thinks he's a lot better at being an adventurer than he really is. He's not his grandfather.
I'm just here to help out. I've got no other purpose, so I might as well.
Okay, so a number of things happen at this time. You open the door, you're ready to go.
I have my parka,
was
my
I-
You have your
rifle.
parka.
Was I
and they're
saying
like,
something right at the end before?
People were relieved that you were.
Yeah.
Gonna,
Yes.
So now that you've said you're ready to go, they're going, well, if you're going to go, and if Yuri's going to go with you, then Scott doesn't have to go. And Scott turns to his side.
This is Scott's idea.
You're right. This is perfect. He starts to take off his suit as you two are coming in.
That's wasting time. The beast could be on its way back. You should go out now because
you already have the suit
you
on.
have the suit on. We cannot waste this time.
Do you really want me to take the the claim of catching this thing?
You're just getting the box. We're not catching the animal.
Okay.
Oh, but to have that written somewhere in the papers, the brave soul Harry walked out into the snow, braved the elements, just to grab the box that had the blood, the sample that broke
Okay,
open
this is wasting
everything.
the time.
He's out of the suit. He walks out. He closes the door behind the two of you.
Oh, all right.
And he knocks on the glass and gives you the thumbs up.
You got yourself.
You're both in the
This is
airlock
the
now.
last bit of give I give to Scott
You,
for this bullshit.
You got yourself a suit, mate. If you want.
Do it. I'll put it on
Alright.
if I have time. Yeah, I'll do it.
You have
As-
time because you're in
as
the
quick as I
airlock.
can.
It's up to you.
You
All right.
you knew it would end up like this.
I'm gonna kill that guy.
Okay.
He didn't think so, but when you bring it up, he goes, "Yeah, now that you say so."
And so
Yep. You ready?
I am ready. Yeah.
All right. You're not moving anymore, so you don't need a strength check. You should.
Now it's a small box. You aren't gonna need my help.
Yes.
I'm estimating.
All right. So first, you need to make a luck check. Since you're the.
That is a 56 under my 65.
All right.
You got good luck.
Wait, what's your biology?
A 70.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if your biology was higher than Deborah's, we're gonna have some fighting done.
Yeah, so showdown.
It's like turns out, I got a 96 in biology. It's like what?
So, Deborah hasn't commented on this behavior at all. The behavior we're seeing.
No, it seems like none of them. They're all sort of in like a bit of
You
a
mean
shock.
Scott's behavior or
No, the animal's behavior. Is
No.
Deborah? So she has biology in what
Psychiatry.
capacity?
She's the biologist and psychiatrist person.
Okay.
She's also the one who seems most on Scott's team in terms of getting this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we run down the NPCs and give me if they are down for taking down this beast?
Well,
Sure.
that's
So-
what I was thinking of the voting.
So Billy's not
I
here.
don't know if we would know just off.
First of all, Billy's not here.
So Billy Lotley and Thoreau are both on the vessel, so
Oh,
they're not
yeah.
present.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Markham Scott is the expedition lead.
Yeah,
He's the focus guy. He totally wants in on this thing.
yeah.
Right?
Yep.
It's his idea.
Morty is the head researcher. He's the guy who was Scott's buddy. They probably know each other from previous interactions.
He's the
and
most
expeditions.
vocal opposition.
Yes, he is the one who thinks this is a bad idea.
Got it.
We're here to do actual science. This is a distraction. This puts everyone at risk. Nobody knows what Wen thinks. She's the physicist and chemistry person. She's from China. She has basically pretty much not chimed in about anything. She's just basically been in the background. She's the Danny of the scientist group. Anthony is reluctant. You can tell that he probably thinks that Morty is right, but Anthony's entire mystique is he's the team player guy who's like, yeah, we can do it. And
Okay.
so he will not be outspoken as far as you can tell, but he clearly is in the this is more dangerous than it should
Okay.
be.
Silent opposition.
Yes. And Deborah is clearly, yes, getting this sample will be awesome. I'm totally in. As long as I don't have to put myself at risk.
All right.
So, you open the door. Once again, blindingly bright because it's such a contrast. Even compared to the fact that you have indoor lights, like the outside flood lamps are just bright.
Have, like sunglasses or something.
So there's always like a shock of like that headachy feeling when you get an extra bright light. And sort of like whenever I glance over at that lamp over there accidentally when I'm looking at Peter. I always try to keep his mic screen between me and that person. And so you open the door and it is barely like just out of reach. Like you're stopped just far enough away. You have to like take one step away to get to the box.
Of course.
Then I have to.
All right. You have to make your luck roll now.
Okay.
Oh,
10 below 45.
Oh my gosh. All right. Here we go. All right. So you're stepping out and you've got your gun trained, right? So you're ready to go.
Yep.
right.
Yep. Before he opens that door, I've got it ready.
So you step out there and you grab for the box.
Yes.
And you were ready. You were like, this thing was waiting for us. It's clearly smarter than you thought.
Yeah.
You're like, this is just like you have a flashback of your time in Siberia training with the Russian army. You know, anything could happen. Snipers on the ridge. You get into that zone where everything goes quiet around you, and you feel like the world has slowed down for you, as all good snipers are. And you see the shadow coming out from like the far reach of the light. And you can tell from the slow motion that you're getting that he's taking a step out. This thing is coming right for him. He does not see it at all. He is focused on grabbing that box and getting back in. And in your high adrenaline state, you see it coming, and it is about halfway there, and you feel your hand tensing and pulling on the trigger. And there's a moment where you're like, I'm going to get this thing. And then the flash in the back of your mind is like, is it supposed to be blurry? Because you're literally there looking at it. This is not an illusion of the screen. It's just a moment. And then suddenly you snap back into real time. You hear the bang. It echoes in the chamber because you shouldn't be firing a firearm in an airlock. You feel your ears pop. And you hear this loud noise. You've just grabbed the box. The shock of the sound of the rifle going off like jokes you into like a sudden reality. You tense up and you kind of leap back such that just as you're leaping back, you see the shadow coming right for you. And then the pop, a splatter of blood that you can see on your visor, and then you're like thrown back and you land back in the airlock ass first. And you've got the box in you, and you can suddenly like you come back into real time and the air is blowing and it's windy, and you should make a, let's see, I think this is going to be reaction time, so let's make a power roll.
Ooh.
That is a 40 under 65.
Sure, you managed to collect yourself just fast enough to like jump up and pull the door shut before like anything else can go wrong. And so you're both in the airlock. Suddenly, like, there's palpable tension, and then almost simultaneously, like, you hear voices coming out the speaker, and everyone inside is cheering. It's like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. And you look at him, and there's blood splatter all over the top of his mask. And everyone is super excited. And Deborah is doubly excited.
What do they see in the monitor?
Oh, they don't know. You guys are in there. Like everyone is like in this moment of stun. Nobody has been paying attention because they've been mostly watching like what's been going on. And
Not through the
like they
not
saw
through
what
the
you
monitor?
shot. They saw that you shot the thing.
Oh, okay.
But like there's nothing out there now. Like right now, everyone is like basically you hit it, but if it died, it didn't die within the light. Like it managed to like run off before.
That's
Wait,
what I
it's
wanna know.
gone?
Yeah, it's gone. It didn't die.
Is it red blood?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Let's get back inside.
Yuri,
I
mate.
was like, I'm opening there.
You,
Lock-
you, saved,
like,
you saved my
You
fucking
try to
life.
open the airlock and it doesn't open.
Yeah, I gotta be sanitized.
And now that the light and you see the red light on the door, and Deborah goes, "Wait a minute, we have protocols for this. We can't let you right back in."
Right.
Fine.
No. You have to understand the amount of like decontaminants and pathogens that could make our way into the thing. We have to be decontaminate, mate.
So at
Yeah,
this
but no
point,
doubt-
at this point, Yuri, now that the excitement and the adrenaline of it, and she mentions this, as a doctor, you now, I know the protocols. So you need to like collect the samples, get them isolated, get the blood, check out the box and things like that, and then sanitize everything before you open and let yourselves.
All right. Well, I know.
It's
how
gonna
to
take
do, I know how
about an
to do
hour
that,
to get it all done.
but
Like
we'll
you,
do it.
and honestly, you probably should stay in your suits before you.
Yeah. Yuri, mate, that was incredible. You saved my fucking life. You fucking legend, mate. Put it there.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
I still don't think we should have done that at all.
And again,
it worked out.
Super lucky. One of the boxes, the corner actually has a little sample on it. You can see a little tuft of hair and skin and goop there.
Is there any sort of featheriness?
No.
No. Okay. Well, okay.
So while you're doing this, you have some banter and discuss, and people are just like they're on the speakers going, "Oh, what did you see? You know what happened? Did you notice the creature? Did you see what it really looked like? It was a blur on the screen again. It was moving so fast."
It was a blur in person.
Yeah, I want to try and relay as best as I can, like just if I had even one fraction of a second worth of what it is, I want to try and like just describe it.
What you saw was basically just a fraction of a blur, like
Just
if you-
black blur. but,
No,
you know,
you
or
it's
like
it's very similar to what initially you thought when we were first saying that it's basically like a cat-like face that has like almost two human-like features. You know, there's so many varieties of cats, and everyone, so you see one that's like, oh, that looks like it might be like dubbed over by the face of the actor who played this cartoon cat character.
sort of like a chimera.
Yeah, so it's very
Or
clearly feline.
like a
You've seen
sphinx.
things like that. Yes, that kind of thing, right? And so that's all you saw because it was that, and then a spray of blood. So you really didn't have more of a chance to see it. And Yuri saw something very similar, except he saw more of the shape, and it's clearly, oh, I've seen this in picture books. It's a griffin, like it's a big cat thing with like giant eagle wings on it. It's still blurry, but you saw enough of it to say, no, now I know what it is because I've seen these things.
So yeah, basically I describe it, and they're probably like, "Oh, I wish that it was a better description." But
Yeah. So nothing clearly visible, but from your descriptions put together, you're all now pretty confident that whatever it is, it clearly is some kind of winged feline thing. Okay. And people are just over the moon about this. Like this is the greatest. They're any talk of ice cores that people have forgotten about that. Like this is the find of the century. Like a winged feline, like just some crazy evolution of what bats might have been, or like another mammalian flying creature. Like this is just insane. Like nothing could top this. This will pay for this entire expedition by itself. The idea of maybe actually being able to capture one of these and bring one back now, it's almost unquestionably the right call.
Deborah,
Not to me.
do you have any sort of idea of when an animal is wounded, what their next steps are?
It depends on the circumstance. I mean, in some cases, creatures that are wounded will retreat to their den or their lair and lick their wounds and care for themselves, or if they feel sufficiently threatened or endangered and are protecting young or a pack, they will become increasingly violent and aggressive. It spans the gamut. It entirely depends on their instincts and their territory and the type of like genetic development that they went through.
Based off of what we know, which still isn't quite a lot, but based off what we know, do you think like a trail of blood would lead us to its den?
Yes.
I mean,
this is clearly an aggressive creature. I would definitely err on the side of aggression. if we're
I
trying to predict
understand, but I know that Scott, he's pretty determined now. Like, he knows that we grazed it,
Yes.
and he's definitely gonna want to follow the trail. So
Yes.
I'm just throwing that out there now. So just as like a common knowledge thing.
So you're. Oh, I thought you were saying.
Well, like
we
just like
should-
as like a matter of fact thing, like I'm like jumping ahead to like I have an understanding of like Scott. This is probably what Scott's gonna want to do. I'm not saying whether I want this to happen.
The perception
I-
of those
yeah.
hearing this is you are now on board with following the creature, and people are like, "Oh, he's in." Like this is it.
Sort of, yeah.
He's tasted the blood of the trail, and now he wants in.
I guess maybe I didn't phrase it right. I guess what it is just that like I'm letting her know that I know Scott's gonna want to do this, and like whether or not like I'm along for the ride basically.
Your fellow passengers are hearing the interpretation is you're now in on.
I am not now immediately bloodthirsty.
Yes.
be like,
Oh, and
fucking
100%.
go, man.
While everyone else is hearing that you're now keen on the idea of following, Scott is hearing he's my man. He's on board.
Don't matter. At the end of the day, your shoes are stained with blood.
Yep, that's right. And throughout all this, the whole process is completed. You're satisfied that the protocols have all been met. The door opens. You're welcome back to Open Arms. Yuri doesn't even have to get started. There are shots waiting for everyone. Like, this is huge. Samples are taken from you. Deborah is already, like, on her way to the lab. By the way, you guys share a lab. There's just not that much room for, like, everything going on. So she's over there now.
Pushing over your bottles of bleach.
No,
that you're
literally,
working
no. I
with.
was just gonna say she's like pushing aside the Tide
this
Pod.
bleach out of here.
Like it's like, why did he leave all this junk over here?
Clean up your station.
away.
Yeah, and like she's
didn't
already
exactly have a
like
lot of time.
desperately like setting up samples and like creating petri dish situations, and she's got them under the hood with the like little gloves that you like are manipulating and stuff like that. She's like all over it, and everyone else is kind of like jibber jabbering away about, oh, this is great. Scott's in there. He's drunk his shot. He's like poured himself a second one.
Scott, who's been hard at work all day.
Yes.
He's pouring himself a shot.
Look, he put this thing
valiant
together. When this is all said and done, he's the one who's
awful
going to be
guy.
standing in front of the queen, receiving the knighthood for like.
Scott gets
You
to
know,
be the
he's
knight.
going out into the thick of it next time. I'm making sure of that. I'm not going out next again.
Well, keep in
That
mind
guy.
the social media influencer knows who grabbed the box. It wasn't Scott. It was Ari. Ari grabbed the box.
Yeah, Ringo, but I don't think that I don't think history's built off the backs of people who grab boxes. But
What are people reading nowadays? They're reading tweets, not history books.
Harry, you are twice the man of this, Scott. I say loudly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
you're gonna get me fucking killed, you idiots! Be like, they respect Harry more. Must kill them.
No, see, I wouldn't have thought of that. I would just been
That's-
like,
that's-
this is what is
That's
true to me.
that's where my mind goes.
That's
It's
a rather low roll.
It's like
I've not had a good.
Ooh,
like,
Scott fails his sanity
Oh,
check.
He goes insane.
Oh no, that's a high roll.
No,
Sorry.
I got 96 before for the Beast, and now I got 90 for Scott. So I may have to dice prison these.
Scott's drunk.
Dice
But
jail them.
he heard me say that history's not made out of the box gatherers.
Yes, and he heard the response.
Oh, God.
No, people are reading tweets now. It's like, you know who cares about tweets? The President of the United States.
Oh,
Yep.
Hey, I want to sidle up to Yuri. And, so, Yuri, you got a good glance at it then?
I saw
The
only blur.
beast.
I saw only blur. I have drawn rough sketch of its shape, and looks familiar to me. What do you think?
So you know how in every show with monsters in it, there's like these people who are naturalists and explorers. It seems like they're all master drawers. Like it's like, oh look, I drew a finch, and it's like, wait, did you spend 10 years in art school before you became a global explorer? Yuri's picture? The opposite of that.
Yeah,
It's like
doctors
a
have awful handwriting, so
it's like a blurry, like
It's just crayon.
third graders crayon roll of
See-
a thing.
See, is
like-
clearly shape of griffin.
It's like a cat. It's just like a
like a
really
cat
bad
with,
cat
like,
with some
wings.
wings like stapled on.
Yeah. So you're like, so you can't tell whether or not it's Yuri trying to display the fact that it's a blurry image, or it's because Yuri only draws blurry pictures. It's
How
like,
do I know how you draw blurry?
So, you're a scientist.
Surgeon,
Cert. Don't sweat the details, but
medical doctor.
something, even if something was going that fast, it shouldn't be that blurry, should it?
No, it was not motion blurry. It was hard to get a read on it.
It's hard to see. Huh. Huh. Like
No,
you guys
it
were
is
saying,
like I said.
something like a natural optical camouflage.
Yes.
Oh, I know a lot of governments that would pay a lot of money for that. But anyway, this sketch that Yuri has, does it look like a mythical creature that
Oh,
I've
yeah.
heard
It's-
of? Okay.
it's a cat with like bird wings. It's like,
Okay.
at least that's what Yuri has drawn. So it's like, yeah, it looks like a griffin.
Okay, yeah, I'm just cataloging to myself.
Oh, except it doesn't
all
have
of
an
the
eagle
different-
head. It has a cat head.
Yeah.
Or like
okay.
a humanish cat head. Yeah.
But do Sphinx have wings?
Yes.
You
Okay.
meant did you mean
They have
human like
human
like a nose as,
Yeah,
as
like-
opposed to like a little cat nose?
Right. Like
Like
you
a
know how
human
like
nose?
some like because of all the genetic variations and stuff like that, sometimes you get a cat with a face that almost looks like a person. Have you seen Cats the musical?
Yeah, that's
It's
that's
like
what
that.
I'm
Yes,
picturing.
yes,
yeah,
it's
but
like that.
But the problem with how they set up the cats, or are you talking about the movie?
The
The
CGI
musical,
one?
like
Oh,
the-
the musical.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
like
Not-
the actors.
Yeah,
That's
where
the CGI one.
where like they're clearly kind of in between, whereas like the face is flat enough to look like
Yeah,
humanoid.
That's what I was.
Like it's
picturing.
eerily human, but it's still very clearly feline.
Okay.
Yeah. That
So,
seems-
in the myths, what's special about the griffins? Would I know with my crazy travels across the world, gathering occult knowledge on the side?
Well, first of all,
Griffins would have to do with
Gr-
that. but-
Griffin myths are mostly from Greek mythology, and they were simply like the equivalent of raptors of like these islands where gods and their children lived. So they were violent hunter creatures, but they were also perceived of as being like potentially usable as war mounts or as cavalry for like divine beings. There's no reference to griffins living in Arctic climes or anything like that. As far as you know, there are no mythologies that surround gods that live in the Antarctic. The closest are like the old references to like gods of the underworld or gods of death that lived in like tundra like freezing environments. But at the time that these mythologies were created, there was no idea that such a place as an Antarctica could exist.
So, what you asked James Lee for was Griffin lore?
Yes.
Ooh.
5 points to Griffin lore.
Oh, I see.
Clever.
I already know.
If I were wise enough, I would have been able to make a Raven Law reference. But
I have to step up my game because James Olsen isn't playing this season.
oh, that's
So
true. Yes.
I've got to assume that role.
See, because James Olsen isn't playing, I let my guard down and I didn't foresee what was coming until it was too late.
Okay.
Because James is actually doing the videography for this, I can just see when it actually like comes up. He'll just like edit himself in at perfect moments to just say a pun and then like be out of the camera again. It'll be in the gag reel at the end. It would just be like color commentary with James Olsen. It would just be in a little box in the corner, just like talking over the whole thing.
And we have to do that now.
And here's another missed opportunity where a perfect pun could have been used, but no one at the table had the brains to do it. It'd be just
the guts.
an ongoing narrative.
I imagine it more like those old VH1 pop-up videos.
Oh, I love those with the little bubble. Oh, those would be so good. If you could do that, that would be amazing.
Yeah, you're describing what I will be doing probably in 5 months from this moment.
Oh, that would be so good. You and James should work on it together and just do pop-up bubbles where it's just, this is where James Olsen's pun would have been had he been playing this character.